was just
I went north and that's it. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm from the Midwest, sir.
There's a town in West Virginia called Big Ugly.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
I love these facts so much.
Dude, there were legit 5 jokes running through
Imagine
my mind.
right now where you come from. Big Ugly. Yeah, that checks out. That ain't surprising at all.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast of Scuff. Cause boy, shit's been going literally at 6 o'clock. Shit just started going bad.
It's not a good look.
Literally, I realized, oh, well, I started the podcast and then realized, oh, I just never hit start stream. Stupid. I hit start stream. My net just hard crashes. Gone. Ralph, he can't hear shit right now.
Yeah.
And I started echoing through his stuff. So, it's all great. All great. All right. It's been a week. A few things have happened, but relatively, I feel like, uneventful. Honestly, the only thing that I've really been paying attention to is just I'm now watching and paying attention to competitive Pokemon and the World Championships this weekend. And I honestly think
card game Pokemon or card game Pokemon
their championships are everything. So trading cards, actual video game, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Unite. Just because it's the Pokemon.
How did that start?
The Pokemon Company.
If it exists, there is a competition.
No, not the competition part. How did Mike's interest in it start?
A bunch of people that are in the Smash community have been like talking about it and what have you. And then I recently went on my little Pokemon kick of completing the Pokedex. And then in that, I started watching some videos from Wolfie VGC, who's like one of the most well-known and most celebrated competitive Pokemon players of all time. And was just looking into, and basically he just gives a lot of videos, not necessarily like him playing all the time, but just like different aspects of competitive Pokemon. What are some viable Pokemons from different generations, types, how this certain Pokemon like popped off in a tournament, etc., etc. And I just started watching it, man. It's interesting. It's mostly video game chess with a bit of luck, really. It's like you have all your pieces, all the different interactions and what have you, and just gonna have to try and outsmart your opponent, get reads, etc. And I think honestly, there's been Isaiah, thank you for the resubscription. I think there's actually honestly been an upswell in interest in competitive Pokemon. And with that interest, they got to work on their streams. Because how it basically goes is like at least for the VGC and probably for the other ones as well. I wasn't really watching the trading card game or anything. They'll have a stream set, which if it goes to game 3, lasts roughly half hour to an hour, give or take. They're all best of 3s. And it's double battles. You pick 4 Pokemon, and then obviously the battle goes as it goes. But then it's like another half hour to an hour until the next game, in which they play little ads, have like little interviews, all this different stuff, when it's just like...
That sounds like a WWE pay-per-view where it's match 40-minute downtime, match 40-minute downtime.
And it's just like, you're just sitting there like, I just want to see more. And it's like, and this is, you know, I think a good chunk of it too is probably a lot of people that are maybe coming into this have maybe watched competitive fighting games, where it's just match. Obviously the game itself is quicker, but... they usually have, like, they can get people in and out of setups really quickly, and it's, like, they probably just don't have a good infrastructure to switch between 2 games very quickly, because you have to have 2 switches, you have to have those switches connect to each other online in order to have these Pokemon battles. So the game itself isn't helping, and then just, like, the infrastructure probably within the tournaments isn't helping as well. So that's probably the only downside I can see of like stunting any more interest in it. But at the very least, like watching stuff after the fact and just being able to watch a match and then go watch another match after the stream, that's fun.
Then again, baseball is still very prominent, and I feel like that's a lot of.
But the thing is, though,
nothing's happening.
Pitching, the batting is still a constant. Like, if you're interested in pitching and just like that 1v1 basically before an actual hit happens, that's still stimuli. It isn't like someone takes a hit and then they do a 40-minute ad break after someone gets a hit. You know?
But if that's the case, they could just like run previous matches.
They'll do little vignettes and stuff, but
you would think that they would have 2 setups so that while one is getting set up, the other one's playing. So that's 30 minutes that it takes to play it and 30 minutes that it takes to set up. So by the time one ends, the next one begins.
That would, you know what? That sounds pretty smart, man. You should go apply for the Pokemon Company.
The simplest thing.
But
companies don't think in terms of the simplest thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's just like, I know that whole thing is still growing.
Oh, wait. Sorry, this is a officially sanctioned tournament?
Yeah. Yes, this is the Pokemon Company.
No! If this was grassroots, that's what I thought it was part of. Because you're talking about, it's hard to do setup.
If it's grassroots, they would have had that figured out day one. No issues.
No, that's goofy, man.
So it's the Pokemon Company running all these tournaments. They've had the North American championships in Columbus a couple of times, actually, for all of Pokemon VGC. But
first and last times.
but yeah. And then just, you know, I would just say if you're even like remotely interested, because there's like all these like various little niche things in terms of Pokemon, because they'll change like what Pokemon are legal every few months, this, that, and there's just like all this different stuff. I found it fascinating.
It's easy to get wrapped up in those little rabbit holes that you're just stuck in for a couple months, and then you just go, that was a point in my life.
That was fun. Unlike you, who's still going debate bros.
Nope, that's just my point in my life. A couple months ago, it was competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a channel that's just like, here's all the banned cards. Here's why they are banned.
The dual logs?
Yes.
I love the dual log.
Fantastic channel. But this is just my couple of months thing, and then I'll move on to something else. It happens. Yeah. It's the trend of YouTube.
How long has this been going on?
Oh, it's been going on quite a
long. That's my point.
I'm waiting for it to end.
And this is just a phase of your life. It's been one of the longest YouTube phases of your life.
But yeah, like for this, it's like I'm interested in as a spectator. I could not get into it ever, just because
the EV trainings and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's too much actual math. And like
and the nature of the Pokemon and all that stuff.
But some of that too doesn't even matter. Like there's just like some Pokemon that like no matter what the type is, you can just build to be bulky as shit, and it's just like, oh, super effective. Ow, like it didn't do crap to me because I have this item. I'm trained to be bulky. I have this and this and that. We put up a light screen, like it's like layers upon layers upon layers. And then, like, all of these players, these top-level players, will, like, train for certain things, and then they'll just have all these damage calculations in their head of how many times they face this specific Pokemon with this specific EV training, and, like, all this different stuff. So it's like, okay, I know that as long as I get, like, a even or high damage roll, I got him. Like,
could not be me.
It's like all the calories... all the calories you're burning is just thought. You're just sitting there just...
No.
Just because you're sitting there all that time, it's just like, okay, a double kick would be perfect here, and it just misses. You might as well just kill yourself. But
that's even if like certain players don't even run moves that miss because of that fact. They're just like, I am not letting this be. I'm going to try and control as much of this game as possible because at the end of the day, a crit can happen, like, and that just completely swings a game, or you get paralyzed, and then it doesn't actually cause a paralysis. The guy still gets an attack off. And like, a one-turn sleep. Like, there's just so much just ridiculousness on top of, like, the actual strategy of the game, too. But yes, again, very fascinating stuff, just in terms of the mind games and what have you.
Just got to figure out the streams.
Yep. All right. But before we move on to anything else, your weekly reminder that Black Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, get your vaccines and boosters, wear your masks in crowded indoor places if you are sick, support Ukraine, support LGBTQ rights, support body autonomy, pay your employees what they are worth, fuck genocide, and be good to one another.
I half expected Ralph to come in the middle of that. It was like, oh, can you guys hear me? I did it.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, Ralph will be here, I think, eventually. I guess he is here. He just can't hear us.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, I guess we'll start off on some of the sad notes. Someone that did make it to the finish line, but still a bit sad that he passed away. If anyone has ever had a Famous Amos cookie, the founder of Famous Amos, Wally Amos, passed away at 88. I was... Like, I read, like, just kind of read into, like, his history a little bit. And I didn't even realize that basically just, like, he had to sell the company at one point, to which they then changed the recipe. So it's not actually his recipe anymore. And then he tried to start a new company in like, around 2015 or something. And it just didn't take off. Which sucked. With this original recipe. Yeah. So that, I would have liked to have tried that. Oh, wait.
People out there slamming my mans.
Okay. We have a Ralph.
I have figured it out.
What was the issue?
Voice meter completely reset itself.
Oh.
Hard body. Complete full reset.
Nice. You gotta love
That's
it.
what I like to hear.
So I had to problem solve it. Be like, okay, we're gonna have to redo this from the ground up again.
There you go.
Took a few minutes, but we're good
Okay.
now.
Gotcha. And then the other bit of sad news is someone that was a voice in all of our childhoods and probably a lot of other people's too. Rachel Lillis, who is best known for voicing Misty, the original Misty, in the Pokemon anime, as well as a bunch of other Pokemon in the show and other voices as well, passed away at 46 after battling cancer. Cancer sucks. And
it's that one thing that just will get you regardless of age.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of status in life. Like, when it hard gets you, there's just not much you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was reported a couple months ago that she was not doing well. And it's just like, oh, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, condolences to family, friends. I know there's a lot of people in the industry. The original voice of Ash was just, like, super emotional online, posting like different clips and stuff. I don't know which one, but there was a Super Monkey Ball, I believe, that not Super Monkey Ball, Great Ape Escape, that they did voices in, and it was basically just the Ash and Misty voice, just in a video game. But yeah, very sad stuff. Now, let's go into some movie things. Deadpool and Wolverine, now the highest grossing rated R film of all time.
Deservedly.
Not shocked.
Surprising.
Yeah. Let's see.
Deservedly.
And it's odd because the number 2, which was number 1, was Joker, which is more of an artsy, thinky, psychological type film. And then here's this popcorn film just teabagging it. You just go, okay, so what do people want? What is the audience?
But I feel like
that changes by the day, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I feel like Joker was propped up a lot by people that don't realize that Joker's not the hero.
No, it was a vilification film. That's all it was, is it vilified the whole villain aspect of, like, society makes the bad guys bad. And so people fucking went to it in droves. That's what the whole thing was.
1.14 billion is what it's at currently.
But I mean, let's face it, Deadpool and Wolverine really did hit it out of the park with the whole concept that they went with. Like,
yeah,
there's no way a superhero movie should have functioned as a rated R film nearly that well, and yet everything they did lined up for a film with no real plot to speak of. It did awesome.
It should really open Disney's eyes to the ability to showcase hard R films and still be successful, but it's not going to do that. They're going to take the wrong aspect.
They always do.
Oh, nostalgia bombs. Bring them back.
Yep.
Bring those bastards back.
We never left.
Hard R refers to excessive blood, excessive swearing.
Not the other hard R.
Not the hard R of the N-word.
It just took the moment you said that, my first thought was the swangin' joke from fucking Chained Together, 1800s. I'm like, oh no.
But I'm wondering how the second Joker is gonna do now that people.
Dude, I have no
700
interest in
million.
that movie.
700.
And I say that's on the high end once people realize it's a musical.
I was gonna say it has Lady Gaga in it.
Yeah,
and
that's
she is
transcended.
Transcended. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say something that's not a word, but I didn't. But then I did. So it doesn't matter.
And from my understanding,
she
too,
transcends.
she's actually like a good actress too.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
did anybody see A Star Is Born?
I've not
That was
seen
one of my
that. I
favorite
also
movies
know
of the
there was
year.
the Italian mob movie.
I didn't see that one, but
Gucci.
Star
No,
Is
not
Born
Italian
was
mob. It was
fantastic.
It was Gucci.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I know she did really well in that too.
Ooh, okay, maybe. But this wasn't a musical. It was just with music.
People will accept a musical.
Will they?
Joker 2
For
trailer
Joker?
has 24 million.
What's
That's not
Lion
bad.
King got? Shut up! Shut up!
No, you check that.
It's doing its best.
No,
Okay.
no, you check that.
All right,
You
Mufasa, hold on.
absolutely check that.
I'm heading there now.
Good man.
So while you're doing that, I'm gonna check out.
But I'm looking at things like Sweeney Todd, where
Les Mis has 400 million.
but Les Mis is Les Mis.
That was not a good
Correct.
adaptation.
No, but it's the name Les Mis for musical people is gonna do it. That's like looking up Hamilton.
Also not a good adaptation, but it has.
But
11
it was
million.
a good movie and musical, I'm sure.
What is it at, Mike?
11 million.
11 million for
Joker
Mufasa.
has.
Calm down.
How long ago was the Joker trailer?
3 weeks ago.
It's 8 days ago. It's less than like it's only 2 weeks, and like those numbers dip.
Give it some time, y'all. Give it some time.
No,
You
it's
know,
not
you
getting
think
another
in 3 weeks?
13 million views.
Nah.
It's not.
I hope
Maybe if
you're-
I kick them numbers up a bit.
I hope you're prepping your script already, homie. You make a template now. Save yourself the heartache later. It's coming. You
Oh, terrible side, eh?
You get them bullet points. You get that. Oh, what?
You get ready.
What's the fucking thing called? God, it's been so long since I've been in high school and I had to do like a book report. The like beginning thing of a book report.
Synopsis?
Not a synopsis.
Thesis.
Opening statement?
Your thesis statement is the opening statement of your paper.
Maybe.
Mike.
Dude, it's been fucking 20 plus
Outline?
years since I've been an outline. Thank you.
Homie.
It's been
Oh,
20
there
plus
we
years
go.
since I've been in a
Dude,
goddamn.
that's before the
Facebook
paper.
class.
The outline is what you do before you start writing.
But that's what he's saying. Get your
Yeah, you
outline
usually,
ready.
at least in all the book reports I had to do, your first 2 pages were your outline, and then you started doing your book report.
The Mufasa teaser trailer has 9.5 million, and that was 3
Teaser.
months ago.
That doesn't count.
No. Here, I'm going somewhere with this. The Snow White teaser trailer from 8 days ago has 7 million.
What does the teaser?
This
What
is
did the
not-
teaser trailer for Joker have? Because this was the official.
We
trailer,
will
the one
follow
you
this
looked at.
train into the tunnel and see what happens, DA.
Next topic.
Get your
I'll say this.
outline ready.
I'll say
It
this:
has
you should.
35 million.
I'll say this: you should not be worried until you see what that Sonic 3 trailer does.
Ooh, no,
Because
dude.
that's his competition.
Dude, that shit is gonna do numbers. People are waiting to watch that little girl.
But we need to understand
numbers.
Where are they going? What direction are the people
Sonic.
headed?
They're going to Sonic.
Hey, we don't know that yet until we see that trailer.
No, we know. It's gonna be wildfire. They're gonna have Shadow with the gun and the little girl dying, and it's gonna go ape shit.
Maria,
maybe.
Marie.
My hope is simply that the Knuckles show turned people off.
It did good.
Killed some of that goodwill.
It
did
did good. But people were just like, not enough Knuckles. It was
They weren't receptive. It wasn't overwhelming praise.
Yeah, people accepted it. So it's still better than like 3/4 of Marvel's television lineup. And they still did numbers with Deadpool. It's still possible and highly likely.
We're about to see.
Sonic 1, 319 million. Sonic 2, 400 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slight increase. So even if this does 5,
the fans were there from the start, dude. The fans were there from the start.
Well,
I'm gonna
once
say
they redesigned it, the fans came.
I'm not talking about that. Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
I'm gonna say this, Mike. I think you put the number down wrong. I think you have it as 700 million, and listening back, the number was 800 million. For the bet, I think you have it as 700 million.
Let me see.
And that clip we listened to, it was 800 million.
Of course, you guys went hunting it down.
Slow down. Don't you need to check that?
Yes, he did.
You need to worry about that.
Yeah, he did.
I put 6. Actually, it's even worse.
No. I'm gonna check the
Correct
tape
it
later.
now.
I'm gonna check the tape later. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll check that. Because my whole thing in my mind, I was thinking that's 100 million less than what we said. So it might be 700 million as opposed to the 800.
Okay.
My entire thought process was just 100 million less. We'll see.
All right, I'll keep it as I'll put it at 8. You guys tell me.
But the question was, there's no point in going in this right now. We'll wait. Eventually,
we got a couple months. We got a couple months.
No.
This is disgusting.
But
what part of it?
Me from back then.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
you always say though. You always say this exact same thing.
And I said it in the clip. I said that, I'm gonna be like, oh, what am I doing? And I
Call
you
yourself out.
Betting. You gotta stop
said
betting.
it in the clip.
And then
you just gotta stop making bets, dude. Like you don't win.
So we started this with
some.
Yeah, he has won some. So we started this conversation with Deadpool and Wolverine being doing great numbers on the box office. On the opposite side of the box office, though, Borderlands. In 2 weeks has made 18 million worldwide.
Not even.
Oh no!
Less than third of its budget.
I think that's like less than a tenth
its
of its budget.
You might be right because I think its budget was close to like 120.
Sorry,
million.
9 days.
So yeah.
But 2 weekends.
What was the Borderlands budget? What was the Borderlands budget? Well, the
trailer has 16 million, but that is a lot of. Oh no, this looks bad. I'm not gonna see this. So maybe numbers don't matter. So all I'm saying,
what was the Borderlands budget, DA? Please tell me.
I'm looking.
It was like 120, 110.
Has it?
You are exactly on the money, Ralph. 110 to 120.
120. So it hasn't made a tenth of its budget.
Yeah.
72K likes for the Borderland trailer. That's serviceable, depending on how the other ones are doing. Mufasa, our boy Mufasa, it has 201K. That's good. It's doing good. People are gonna see it.
Man, if only Mufasa was going up against Borderlands.
No, we're not worrying about the Joker's likes.
So what you're saying is it might crack 100 mil, DA? It
can do a couple 100 mil.
I think
your
it
bet
does
is 800
million.
We're gonna be fine. Don't even worry about us.
You should be worried. Get your script and outline ready.
Here's
up
the
that
reason
template.
why the first one did so well. It's both kids and a bunch of adults that can't let go of their going to see it.
It was also the new thing.
This has nothing.
People were interesting and to see how this
This
work.
has a couple of things that's going for it.
Mhm.
This is
Nothing.
the 30th anniversary of The Lion King.
Okay.
Hooray,
Mhm.
please clap. They are attempting to make them more expressive.
Which is
Whether it works or
backfiring.
not,
Which is
Who knows?
backfiring.
who knows?
Okay.
It's
Looks
a
bad.
new thing. So people are going to be like, oh, it's got Lin-Manuel Miranda doing the songs. I like him and I like his songs. So people are going to go to experience new songs.
Okay. Are they going
and-
to re-experience
And
it?
they're going to go there to see the epic tale of how Scar and Simba, not Simba,
Mufasa.
Scar and Mufasa fought to become the Lion King. I think that that's a gripping narrative that's at least worth 900
Is
million.
this your script?
You're
This is
pitching to
this
the
is
wrong
opening
people,
statement.
homie.
Oh yeah. Dude, you're
writing this
cooked.
down.
You are cooked. To quote BG, in the sense that this money is not going to make it. Yo, that distance is crazy.
The distance is crazy.
That first week is gonna make like 27 million, and I'm just gonna pull out my big comical quill and start writing.
He's just gonna like come home from one day. He's gonna like peer into your room. It's just gonna be candle lit.
The page is on fire as he's
little
writing.
ink vat here. Just
Are you winning, son? Mufasa expressed vehement rage.
What would be your I have hope opening weekend?
I have hope. I want to hear this one.
What's something that had what was Deadpool's opening weekend?
That's not comparable, bro.
I
would
understand.
not.
I
I'm
understand.
gonna
I'm
look
just
up the
because I'm
first
like,
Lion King's opening weekend.
okay, yeah,
That's
that's a
better.
good one because I don't know
That's
what
better.
a good opening weekend is for
Would be
something
the
and
first- would be the
how
first
much
film, for
legs
sure.
that it has.
Almost
Yeah.
200 million.
Ooh, what?
120 is
Yeah,
on
120
a
would be-
weekend.
Yep.
How did Borderlands make $6?
Because it's Borderlands and it sucks.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, homie. Like I said, you were using the wrong metric.
I've got a good direction to take this in though.
You're
And
writing?
if,
Yeah, you should.
if I can do this properly, it will be fun.
I'm gonna say if I lose, it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be straight, and I'm just gonna do a review. Everyone's gonna suffer if I gotta
No,
suffer.
mine
you're gonna
is
have a
be
PowerPoint
fun.
presentation using all of the longest animations possible. To
Oh, for sure.
I just recognized what your fucking background is, Mike.
oh yeah,
The whiteboard.
yeah, yeah. What else would I put? What else would I put?
3, 2, what?
It's such a.
And honestly, with how this stream started, it's accurate. Ugh.
Oh, dude. I
Go-
rewatched that clip no
That
less than a
VOD's still
dozen
on the
times.
Twitch. Go watch
Same.
it. Go watch Chain Together. It'll be on YouTube relatively
I'll upload
soon.
that shit immediately, Michael. You need to upload that
Oh,
shit
so
immediately.
it's there. I just gotta make the thumbnail and all that fun business.
Okay. Dear Lord.
Next up,
What?
let's see.
What?
Borderlands was not in the top 5 this week of domestic box office. It was beaten by the re-release of Coraline.
It's a good movie.
Oh my god. Oh,
Nothing to
dude.
be ashamed of.
That
It
is
was actually
career
number
ending.
9 on the weekend.
This is career ending. Anyone associated with that movie is pretty much dead in the water now.
How? Nobody's gonna see it.
Nobody
No, I'm
knows
talking
who's
about in
associated with
Hollywood.
it.
I mean, in Hollywood.
The actors are fine. They just signed up to film a movie.
They come in, they
I
got a
think the-
paycheck, they leave.
I think the director is cooked.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely on that one.
There was. I'm forgetting the director in the movie, but he's known for making really shitty video game movies.
Oh, you ain't
Wait,
ball.
whoa.
Yeah. And after the opening weekend of Borderlands, he posted on Twitter, he's like, y'all upset you didn't hire me now, huh?
Look who comes crawling back.
You live with your own failure.
Yep. All right. And then there was also a movie trailer this past week as well for Kraven the Hunter.
Your boy didn't even watch it. That's how
Sam.
little I gave a shit.
Hey, yo.
It
looks like a film. It looks like there are moving pictures. There is a jungle.
No.
There is a man in a big coat.
Oh no,
It looks like
there's also a man who's a rhino.
I saw the picture of the rhino.
it.
Looks
Just put
awful.
a guy in a suit.
How is this more
28 million. Okay, no. This is from a year ago. This is not it. This is not it. That's not it. That's not it. It was from a year ago. It was a fake trailer.
I mean, it was a real trailer, but
Should we have a new bet if that Kraven outgrosses Mufasa? Maybe we should.
dude, that would be crazy.
I think
But-
that's not even when DA can even come back. DA just leaves the house at that point. Goes on a soul-searching journey.
I don't know how genetically, like, I have lion blood in me and I have supposedly rhino blood in me is more realistic or more believable to Hollywood execs than he's just a really, really good fucking hunter and I have a robotic rhino suit. I don't
What's the problem with
understand
that?
how this was better to someone. I really don't.
Especially after Morbius and his flying fart juice. I love the when the man comes around. That's very good. I just stop.
No.
There's no Sony is cooked.
Sony Spider-Man
Venom
universe
is
beyond
purely
cooked.
keeping that Spider-Verse afloat. The
And it's the
only
last one.
thing. Yeah. But I'm just saying, that's the only thing. Any other remote success that Sony has had with the Spider-Verse has been tangentially because of Marvel and
Tell me this
Spider-Man.
doesn't just look like Morb.
Yeah, it's Kraven time. I'm craving vengeance.
No,
That's what we're
please,
doing.
no.
It's more, but R-rated.
Is more, but he's got lion juice instead of in vampire
And
juice.
then they get some Tom Holland look-alike. What is this? What is this?
This is you watching it for the first time?
Yeah.
It's bad.
I'm glad that the cast estate got a check.
It's just the rhino, man. The rhino looks awful. And I want to hear whatever their bullshit explanation is as to how he became like this. Ugh. Still need to watch Madam Web. They've
No,
had
you don't.
That looks terrible.
two stinkers.
No.
Nah.
They've had
That-
two off, like, and again, the only reason, like, that Morbius even made money was because of memes. Only reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where people were legitimately going to the movies and going, he didn't say Morbid time. What's going on? Like, must legitimately work themselves into a shoot.
And then there was some
Morbius.
really high quality, like fake ones where
Yeah.
he's Morbid times and he transforms. I'm like, did that happen?
You hear the audience cheering it. Like, yeah, they must are probably going like, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna go, yeah, when he goes his Morbid time. He don't say that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, this is cooked.
it looks like just a whatever 4 or 5 out of 10.
Yeah. One of the movies of all time.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happened. Couple of other small things and then a few bits of gaming news. One, actually, I guess kind of keeping with movies / TV. There have actually been arrests made in the death of Matthew Perry. For those that don't recall, Matthew Perry, who played Chandler on Friends, passed away a number of months ago. Or has it been a year? It was 2023. I think it might have been a year. Where he was found dead inside of a hot tub in his residence. Basically, autopsy found out that he had a very significant dose of ketamine in his system that basically shut his body down. He then went face first into his hot tub and then drowned. There now have been 5 people arrested. Basically, that were all surrounding Matthew Perry, a couple of doctors, his assistant, and someone nicknamed, quote, the Ketamine Queen, which is...
You never want to be the king or queen of something during a criminal investigation.
Yeah. And basically...
Especially when it pertains to the crime.
Yes. And basically, the investigation is basically saying that they knew that Matthew Perry had an addictive personality, and they abused it in order to have him buy and basically pay for all this ketamine. And so there's been multiple arrests. A couple people posted bail, but others are being kept detained. And criminal investigation or trial is still going to be ongoing until like October or something. But it's kind of nuts. You usually don't hear stuff like this after the fact, which is interesting.
They took their time and they got it right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, a couple of video game things. This one is interesting. Apparently, there's this dude in Saudi Arabia who owns over 444 unique gaming consoles / implements. And he just made the Guinness Book of World Records for most unique consoles plugged into a single TV. You can go look it up. He has this whole video. His wire management is fucking immaculate, I will say.
That electricity bill, let's see it.
Dude, he lives in Saudi Arabia. The man is oil rich, more than likely.
Yeah.
But
that's what most of the whales of like mobile games are. It's either people going completely bankrupt or it's some oil prince doing
bored going.
That's just bored. Yeah, I'll throw 30,000 on this mobile game this month. Who cares?
Those in GameStop millionaires.
Oh yeah, which are boy, I love going to those and just going. I put it all on this thing and I'm cooked.
YOLO! Yes, indeed.
YOLO. Oh, no. There was one recently. I can't remember. What had a recent controversy where all the stock just, like, plummeted? I can't remember what
Tesla.
it was, but not Tesla, but it was something like that where it was just like...
It just happened to Tesla. So...
Somebody was like, I'm putting it all in. I got an inheritance, and I'm putting it all in this because it's only going to go up, and then thing plummeted, wiped out the entire inheritance. It was almost $1 million.
Probably crypto.
It wasn't crypto. I'll look for it. Maybe it was. I'll look for it.
But this dude, like, and you may be thinking for this console record thing. That's right, Nehru. Are there 444 unique consoles in existence? He has, like, all the main ones, but this is also including, like, if you've ever gone to a toy aisle and you've seen those little joysticks that are, like, one game, that is a unique console that you plug into a TV. So he has a whole bunch of those, some arcade cabinets that also go to a TV, a whole bunch of different things, Neo Geo, all the Nintendos, all the Xboxes, everything. And they all fucking work.
Would different SKUs count differently?
I don't think so. I think he mostly... Maybe if it was like the Famicom versus the NES, since they could play the like different regions in different games. But for the most part... But for the most part...
Intel stock, 700K.
Gotcha.
That also does make sense, though.
But yeah. Ooh. And just like...
Because the dip happened, so they're like, I'm going to buy it now. And then it's like, whoops. Whoops.
But yeah, just very interesting, and just the switchers that this guy has on this thing is like on his whole setup is stupid, and I want some of it because I have my own little collection that I'm building. But fascinating thing there. For those FGC fans that may have thought, hey, you know what? It's going to be a great game like almost a decade ago, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You were wrong, but you might be right in the near future.
When people saw that game, nobody was saying that.
There might be one person. I'm gonna guess one person at a minimum.
There were people hoping, because I saw somebody walk around with Death and Collector's Edition and those kinky and terrible jewels.
Circles. The best thing to come out of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is the battle for the gems. That is an infinite source of hilarity to me. Y'all know about that?
Is that the campaign?
It was a tournament. So it was it had a couple of
and the idea was cool.
Yes. It had a couple of smaller tournaments that you can go to and just like, okay, if you win this, you get the time stone. And the time stone, what you could do is you could just like unplug your controller, your opponent's controller for like 5 seconds in the main tournament. So then all the people that got the little stones, they go to the main tournament, and then as you're going through the bracket, you lose your stone. So now this muff got time and he's got the soul. And it was so poorly run. and it was just like, well, this is just some bullshit. What it was just like your opponents have to pick all randoms. It was hilarious. let me find all the rules.
And it was a good idea, but my God, it's a good idea for just like some fun side thing. But it shouldn't be the main circuit of your esports thing.
Yep. So Maximilian Dude, very popular streamer, YouTuber, etc., has been working on a complete overhaul of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Gameplay, eventually graphics, and models.
Already working on the graphics. Got a nice what's that called? Cell shaded overlay of it.
Aesthetic.
Yeah, aesthetic.
And basically, obviously, he's been working on it for a number of years at this point. He's gotten a bunch of different YouTube musicians. Alex McCalla, Little V Mills, woohoo, and what have you to do different tracks in the game. And he just opened up a small beta. Mostly, they're still working on it. It's not really super close to completion yet, but basically, he wants people to play the game, go over all the gameplay overhaul like the mechanics that they changed, and give him feedback like now, because the graphics right now is still the same. It's just they tweaked the shit out of the game, and I guess he has like almost a 2-hour video explaining everything that he's changed, and that his team has changed. So if you're interested, go check that out. It'll be honestly really cool if it actually succeeds and turns a game that was overwhelmingly hated and banned to something that's actually pretty good.
Hopefully they don't just shut them down.
That's
Capcom. I think Marvel would be closer to shutting him down than a Capcom, because Capcom only really shuts things down when it's potentially affecting their money. So they hate costume mods, because why would you buy the costume when you could just mod a better costume onto your character? They hate things like that.
And it's like,
so I got.
Go ahead.
Oh, so good. Go ahead. I was gonna read off the stones, but after we finish off this.
But yeah, just like the only reason I could think of them squashing this is if they actually announce a new Marvel vs. Capcom, where it's like, this is literally going to, in a way, directly compete with us.
This is the new game, which is exactly what we're doing. You need to stop doing this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Max is so ingrained in that community and with Capcom as a whole, I feel like they would let him know, hey, you don't need to be doing this.
Hey,
it's already being worked on.
Your best interest to do this.
It's being there's things in the works that would directly conflict with.
Jet, you say they don't care about MCI, but well, that's Nintendo. I can't even, because I was gonna go with that Metroid Prime where they shut that person down, and then Metroid Prime was announced 6 years later.
Well, that was Samus
Nintendo's
Returns. That was Samus Returns.
Yeah.
But yes.
But here's the list of the stones. Space Stone. Swap their positions in the bracket, let them face a different opponent. Okay, that's nothing horrible. Soul Stone. Erase one of their losses in a 3 out of 5 set. Fine, easy, good. Time Stone. Enabling them to negate the use of opponent's stone. Makes a lot of sense. Power Stone gives you the first hit of the fight. So that's just a free that's a free combo, and that's basically a character dead. You've won the match. The Mind Stone. You choose your opponent's character and the stone that they use. So you have stones in the game that you use in order to do those things. And then the Reality Stone, you swap 3 buttons on their controller.
Nope.
So there are some that are clearly better than others. But that's just like, some of those is like, that's just a clear loss.
Yeah, some of those are like, okay, I can see that. That could be kind of fun. Swap the opponent, sure. A 3 buttons map with muscle memory? No, sir.
Nope.
2 random characters, 2 low tiers,
and then
that you've never picked up. So yeah, that was and then it was just poorly run as well, which makes it all the funnier.
And then the last thing
I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. I just saw this when I was in my Microsoft News. Gaming tangential information here. We now have stim packs.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They're
today.
real. The FDA has cleared Trauma Gel, which is a algae-derived substance with the texture and thickness of hummus that is just a biodegradable option to stop severe bleeding. Stim packs are real.
Yep.
That's
insanity. It's crazy.
I'm assuming they've done trials on this.
Yeah, that's why
it's FDA approved.
Yeah.
They would have had to.
Yeah,
we're good.
That seems.
So they tested it in war. So go figure. It's been tested for wounded soldiers as completely safe and optimal to modern methods of packing in wounds with gauze and other equipment. So this is biodegradable. It's going to just allow bodies to just heal. Nothing has to get pulled out and removed. So it's just going to, you shoot this thing into the wound and it becomes a natural solvent in the body that breaks down as you heal. It is quite literally a stim pack from a basic video game.
You're in war and you get your leg blown off. It's like, all right, we're going to inject you with this experimental goo. It's like, am I going to turn it to Venom? Is this about to be Kraven the Hunter out here?
Hey, some of them were probably hoping for it. Like, man, fuck it. All right, I'm going to die if I don't get hit with this. Maybe I get superpowers. Maybe I'm a rhino.
I would hope that they'd be like, we have the proper medical stuff that will work over here. So if this doesn't work,
how that works. That is not how that works. 0%. Any active duty or retired active duty can tell you. If Doc comes up to you, Doc is doing what Doc wants to do. You don't get the option to talk.
I'm sure they're not just going, boy, I hope this goo works.
Yeah, they are.
Without going, let's have a backup plan.
That's how it's always been done. Hey, guys, here's this new army surplus weapon we're handing to you that's been kind of tested. Let's see how it goes. And then there's platoons of fucking soldiers getting shrapnel when the guns explode. It's been a thing forever.
I think a weapon is different than medical equipment.
One causes death, one stops death. It's on the same side of it's on the same coin.
There's no harm. You've got your needle full of goo. But it's just like, there's no harm in also having the proper stuff. Just in case it doesn't work.
There is. Well, I'm sure you had both, right? So they had the thing, the medical equipment test field subject, and then the standard issue med kit. And they were just like, boom, stab, boom, press, and now
like I said, if the goo doesn't work, we got you, homie.
Yeah.
But the goo is
they're
first.
Going to still hit you with the goo. Yeah, they're going to hit you with the goo first.
And honestly, really thinking about it, I don't think anyone's going to be like, so what, like in the middle, like having a wartime wound, they're going to be like, hieing, like, do I want the gauze or do I want the goo? They're going to be like, ah!
Okay, yeah, but they were like, okay, stop the pain. It's like, we're gonna stop the pain, but first goo.
Dude, they ain't talking to you. They're just, okay, he's got a giant hole in his kidney. We're just gonna hit him with the goo. Oh, cool, he's alive. The kidney hole is healed.
Off. Bring the goo. Like, I wouldn't want to hear that.
You ain't gonna hear it. You're screaming. You're not hearing anything. That's the thing
when you said it, like, it just had the consistency of hummus. It's like, all right, we have this wound stabilized. Bring the chips. Just dip it in the leg, you know.
The Forbes article I just read literally said that it has the consistency of hummus.
I saw the headline and it said hummus too.
Yeah, it's insanity. But I mean, hey, that's insanity. That's awesome. So you're not worried about, the medical field doesn't worry about sticking their fingers into pack the wound with gauze and possibly getting bone shrapnel stabbing them and hurting themselves. Like, there's so many good aspects to that because it's non-invasive. You just stick the fucking needle or the open end of the syringe in and you hit the thing, and now you're stabilized enough to get fucking dragged away or brought to fucking medical. You stop the bleeding.
Yep.
With gauze, it's like you're hoping that this packing, this fiber, is going to stop bleeding, but it's literally a fucking paper, essentially. This is literal thickness that is going to say, no, I'm going to tightly pack this wound in. That's awesome. That's really cool. I just still can't get over that. It's just basically your modern shooter / RPG stim pack that's just now fucking real.
When do we get the Resident Evil 7 and 8 fluid that'll just like heal grievous wounds just by dumping it on your hand? Just
That's next. That's next. That's when they start saying we've created this mold-based structure to instantly heal wounds.
Get out! Was that a laugh or a gag, BG? I couldn't really tell.
He got his headphones off.
Was that a laugh or a gag? I couldn't tell.
Oh, I dropped my phone.
Oh, okay.
I think BG's laughed out still from Friday.
True.
I don't legitimately. It made me sick this week. Yeah, my throat has been killing me. I feel like I had a chest cold. It was really bad.
I made tea immediately after we were done.
Oh, I didn't move away. It was just I was repositioned. You know I don't get sick.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Dude, it was sick in quite some time.
Don't say that.
I know.
COVID 4.0.
Listening to that clip back and you just like going like
he was ugly sobbing.
Just in pain crying laughter.
Yeah, it was real bad.
Killed me.
I was.
That just made me go back and listen to just a couple other laughing fits, just because like both you two have infectious laughters. Both you two.
You know, that's something our mom used to say when we were young. Just like if y'all get into a fit, it's gonna cause everybody else to laugh.
Oh yeah. Like it's now this clip. It's the here it comes. I'm ready. That. More recently, chakra trees.
Chakra trees, dude.
Crazy.
I saw someone
What is Boruto doing? You know, DA and we had a recent conversation of like all these things in Jump are ending. So what's next for Jump? So eventually we're just gonna read a bunch, if not all, the current Jump titles.
That was last week on the cast.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm just
summarizing.
Yeah. And it's truly just like what, but do I pick the Boruto back up for that or
you're fine?
Okay, cool.
You're fine.
Cool.
Now
cool,
join our suffering. Join us.
You're fine.
Oh, dude, I am never going near that shit. Never again.
Good.
I have been and will continue to be done with
Chakra cheese. Really put me off.
Chakra cheese. Chakra cheese.
I was drinking water. I'm sorry.
Chakra
Ralph.
cheese, guys.
How about your voice meter doesn't break randomly?
Chakra cheese, guys. It's the new thing. They made chakra cheese out of the chakra trees.
So you know that must mean that there's chakra milk.
Yeah. Chakra milk.
If there's trees, why would
chakra milk? It sounds a little too parallel to chocolate milk. I
the
don't like
world's
it.
strongest from Dragon Ball, where fruit's just bearing and they just get ultra chakra from it or something.
Yep.
I hate that.
And the last thing I have on my list, and this is actually very good news. A kind of unlikely publisher. It's their name is Kraven. If those of you remember a game called PUBG, which was kind of the advent of the whole Fortnite, Apex Legends,
The arena shooter,
battle royale genre.
Battle Royale, yeah.
I'd forgotten what that game type was called until literally just now. I had a conversation with someone yesterday. I was just like, this has a name. No, I can't think of it. Kraven bought and reopened Tango Gameworks, the studio behind Hi-Fi Rush, and are planning to try and continue that franchise and basically tell more stories within that universe with those characters and etc. They couldn't hire back everyone, which is unfortunate, but they still hired back half of the staff from Tango Gameworks, which was like, there were 100, they hired back 50 people. And now, even growing beyond the gaming industry, in this tech world where we are just seeing closures, layoffs, closures, layoff, closures, layoff, it's nice to hear something good happening.
On top of that, they bought the Hi-Fi Rush back, and people are like, they might buy Evil Within too.
Okay.
I'd like Evil Within.
I mean, they could.
It's just so crazy what's going on with Microsoft, where they're just laying people off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, isn't the whole point of Game Pass to have that type of security and growth and just keep producing titles and then just throw it on Game Pass without having to worry about it? Isn't that the whole point of it? Oh, I guess not. I guess that was just a big fat lie to buy Activision.
Yep.
Dude, I downloaded. They put Modern Warfare 3 on Game Pass. It's like 100-something gigs. I downloaded it. I booted it up, and then it went, you need to make an account. And I went, nope, and I uninstalled it. I just did not feel like making an account with them.
Yep. Another account. You have to remember a password for the separate thing over here.
Just stop.
I hate it. Yeah, that's basically all I had. So unless you guys have anything, we can wrap up basically on time, which is...
Hey, that's crazy.
I know.
Well, slightly not on time because of the late start.
Josh!
It's only fair.
On time!
On time. Beautiful. Never been done before, never again.
All right. What we got, Mr. Factman?
30 facts about laughter.
I'm going to do a hot 22.
I forgot about the facts until just now.
Boy, there's a lot of that going on, huh?
That was my screw up. Everybody had a screw up this week. Here was mine.
All right.
But I fixed it in a relatively
12,
fast manner.
16, 22.
I will go 4.
4,
7.
12, 4, 7, 12, 16, 22. 4, 7, 12, 16.
Well, this is relevant to BG. That's 4.
Number 4.
And I picked 4. That's crazy.
The jumping Frenchman of Maine disorder.
What part of this is relevant to me?
Maine! You want to live in Maine!
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
It's a genetic neurological disease that almost exclusively exists in French-descended lumberjacks of Northeast U.S. and Quebec in the 19th century. Any sudden movements will cause them to jump and scream like a little child, as well as other symptoms like repeating movement, laughter, and imitating other people's voices.
That sounds horrific.
Jumping...
What?
Jumping Frenchman of Maine disorder.
Jumping.
And they couldn't come up with nothing catchier than that. Nope. We're just gonna go literal on this one.
Yep.
That's a horrifying disease,
What?
high key.
Oh, absolutely.
You said repeated movements can cause it?
Mm-hmm.
How do you type on a keyboard?
any sudden movement.
Oh, they can't play video games?
Dude.
This was in the 19th century, though.
But has it been stamped out?
That is a good... Is there a WebMD page?
I'm looking.
Because, like, if it's still going on,
Whoa.
there's probably like 15 people in the world suffer from this.
I'm not seeing anything as of recently.
Yeah, it might just be stamped out.
Okay.
Or it might have just been a lot of mobs wanting attention and to get off of their lumberjack job.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah, I think like polio, we're done with the jumping Frenchman of Maine disease.
But not monkeypox.
It doesn't exist.
It's back and it's mixing with COVID.
We're cooked.
Not treatment. I'm looking up. It's mostly
The
just
history on the wikis just stops at 1885.
Yep, that's good enough.
So we've solved it.
How?
Stop jumping. They sat down and it was like,
oh, we can do this?
They looked there and said, have you guys tried not jumping? Oh, shit, you're right.
Hey, how about no? Oh, well.
Whoa. Whoa.
wee, eh?
I couldn't imagine a more racist caricature of a Frenchman than what you just did.
I will always remember something. You were talking about working with your Indian coworker. I mean, your Indian boss, and I go, dot or whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was just like, whoa. I think about that every now and again, like, oh.
It was rough times.
I wouldn't have a job if I even so much as uttered that where I work.
I think that's buried, though. I think we're good.
Holy
could you kindly
fuck.
bury this episode as well?
Dude, nothing is buried. It's gonna be clipped.
Wow.
What you just said will be clipped.
It is something that I both cringe and laugh at a lot.
Because it's super racist.
Incredible.
When you are standing on the free cheese line at your local homeless shelter, will it be that funny still?
Focus on.
I know that my actions have brought me here.
I blame no one else but my own self.
This
all
was
the
logical
dots,
sequence
they
of
just,
events.
all that red tape, just all the lines come right here.
Straight line.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dude. That was a thing that was just clipping it. Yeah, just clipping it.
With that, we will
It's
call...
a good thing we're not known.
I wouldn't have said that if we were. I would have just let that truly be buried.
With that...
And yeah, now we never know. Tomorrow, somebody who's famous might just share our shit. You never know.
And that's when I asked to get this expunged from the internet.
I can't be canceled, sir.
Extreme prejudice.
With that, I'm going to call this podcast a close. Streams. We got Tuesday Trials. Thursday, continuing my trek through World of Light. So far, boy, I can tell it's easier. I can tell it's easier.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, there's 8 of y'all and y'all on metal, whatever.
I just was really thinking about him. Like, I didn't ever grab. I wasn't using tilts. I didn't know how to RAR, like do a RAR back air.
All smash attacks. All smash.
Oh, just like, and like sometimes that's just what you do in some of these things. Like, you're just like, the guys come to you, like, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and throw out broken moves that the computers don't know how to deal with. But there's like some where you're like actually doing a fight, and I'm like, wow, man, this is this is easy. But and then Friday, I'm not sure, just because I believe Amber's busy.
Con.
No, it's next week.
Then it's New York this week.
Yeah, so I know she's busy with New York. And are you busy? I forget if you said if you were busy or not, Ralph. But
No.
Okay.
I have no plans.
So, we'll figure out something. Maybe some gears. We've been talking, thinking, mulling on trying to
We've
get back
talked
to your
many
show.
times for like 2 years.
Yep. That's another clip I go back to all the time is the backwards headphones.
Because you have them backwards. Fantastic.
Idiot.
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
It's all like that
Awesome.
one was also we were just sleep deprived from Matsuri-Con.
Oh, dude, we were shot.
Just
I was sitting there like, I'm about to die.
bags under the eyes. It was bad. But we'll figure something out for Friday. With that, thank you everybody for tuning into this episode of the Podcast of Stuff. We will see you next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.